Hello, Normans. Welcome to this week's Norman News. I'm Noel Trost.
And I'm Leo Padilla. Keep watching for more news on the hiring of immigration officers.
And more news on a new interactive musical coming soon.
Hey everyone, I'm the one and only Jacob Rabanian, serving it up with this week's sports.
I'm Sophia Martin. Stay tuned for the glitz and glam of Hollywood and this week's new movie clip.
Around the school in 30 minutes, this is the Norman News. Hey Normans, our Beverly Performing Arts and Michael J. LeBau are collaborating to present a unique, interactive 90-minute musical, the 25th annual Putin County Spelling Bee. There will be several performances taking place throughout March on the 3rd, 4th, 9th, 10th, and 11th at 7 p.m. If that's a bit late for you, a matinee will also take place on Wednesday, March 8th at 2 p.m. Making an appearance on stage will be 6 countywide spelling champions and 4 volunteer audience members. Ticket prices are $8 for student body, $10 for students, and $15 for general admission. To reserve seats for a price of $20, contact Kate Chandler at bhusd.org for that or other questions. I have no idea what to expect from this, so it must be worth checking out. And now to Eva with health news.
Thanks, Noel. We have long known that brushing and flossing are very important for dental health, but so is what you eat. Nutritionist Lisa Dreyer says that the crunch of apples and carrots can stimulate your gums and help clear away food particles, as well as keep your mouth hydrated. Dairy products, which contain a lot of calcium and phosphorus, help strengthen tooth enamel, and even hard cheese has been shown to make your mouth less acidic. But we still have to remember that good dental health is a balance between a healthy diet and cleaning. And now to Leo with his most recent story.
Thanks, Eva. Breaking news, the Department of Homeland Security has just authorized the hiring of 10,000 immigration officers to battle illegal immigration. Everyone knows that Trump has always placed a high priority on border security, and it seems that he is living up to the expectations of his voters. Trump's executive order will increase border security significantly and describes its purpose as attempting to decrease the number of illegal aliens entering the U.S. However, with yet another executive order, this raises the question of whether Congress will support or take action against Trump's border plans. And now to Jake and Adam with sports news.
Thanks, Leo. Nothing like an all-star weekend filled with events. The biggest event of them all was obviously the big game, East versus West. The Western Conference ended up winning the game 192-182. Anthony Davis led the way for the West, scoring 52 points in winning MVP. In addition, Anthony Davis broke the All-Star scoring record. And now to Adam with more sports news.
Thanks, Jake. Last week, DeMarcus Cousins was traded to the New Orleans NBA basketball team, the Pelicans, for Buddy Hield, Tyreek Evans, Langston Galloway, and the team's 2017 first and second round pick to Sacramento. Certain analysts, including Skip Bayless, disagreed with the trade, saying this was the worst trade in NBA history. The Sacramento Kings have waived Matt Barnes to make room on the roster to complete this trade. The Pelicans, who are currently on track to make a playoff appearance, will now stand a better chance of success with DeMarcus Cousins. And now back to Jake with even more sport news.
Thanks, Adam. A lovely thing to watch, in addition to the All-Star weekend, was the Craig Sager shootout. People would shoot 3-pointers in 1 minute, and for each 3-pointer made, $10,000 were donated to raise money for Craig Sager's website. In total, they raised $110,000 in 1 minute. Craig Sager was one of the best sports broadcasters we ever knew, but sadly lost his battle to cancer a couple months ago. Rest in peace, Mr. Sager, and thank you. And now to Sophia with this week's entertainment news.
Thanks, Jake. From their first collaboration to their steamy kiss at the MTV Awards show, Drake and Rihanna have had a whirlwind romance, but Drake's birthday wish for Rihanna will make you believe in their love again. Rihanna turned 29 last Monday. While Drake was on his world tour in Dublin, the rapper gave Rihanna a special shout-out. He told the audience, "It's somebody's birthday today. She's someone I have a lot of love and a lot of respect for." And then he proceeded to perform parts of their song Work, as well as profess his love for Rihanna for what is it, the 10th time? Anyways, happy birthday, Riri. You're a queen. Now let's send it to Eva with more entertainment news.
Thanks, Sophia. The biggest night in Hollywood is this Sunday, and the industry's most esteemed stars prepare to enter the Dolby Theater. While we're still days away from finding out the winners of the 89th Annual Academy Awards, the cast and crew of La La Land have plenty to sing and dance about, since Damien Chazelle's movie musical tied for the most nominations ever received by a film at the Oscars with 14, the same as Titanic and All About Eve. La La Land recently won 7 out of the 7 nominations they had for their Golden Globes, so things are looking pretty starry for them. And now back to Sophia with this week's movie review.
Thanks, Eva. Hey, Normans. Set in the early 1990s, As You Are is the telling and retelling of a relationship between 3 teenagers as it traces the course of their friendship through a construction of disparate memories prompted by a police investigation. Starring Owen Campbell, Charlie Heaton, and Amanda Stenberg, and with an 88% on Rotten Tomatoes, this grunge-era story is a must-see. Grab some popcorn, sit back, relax, and enjoy this week's new movie clip.
Thanks for coming in, Jack.
Remember that guy I've been telling you about? He has a son about your age.
You smoke?
Yeah. Cool.
So you guys clicked immediately.
Yeah. We were into a lot of the same stuff.
Like what?
I called the cops!
But you just don't seem to be their type.
I've never kissed anyone.
Shut up. I'm gonna teach you to kiss.
What I'm trying to understand here is the relationship between your son and Jack.
Don't know what there is to tell.
Wait! Wait! Dad! Dad!
This man, he killed both of his brothers. This land, my land, it's all covered in ash. I took a trip to visit both of their lovers, and I was the one to tell them that their lovers had passed.
So, Sophia, Drake and Rihanna, do you ever think they're gonna get back together?
You know what? I really hope that they do get back together just because I think that them as a couple they're really great, and they're both kind of like musical geniuses, and when they come together
Yeah.
to make their collaborations, you know, they create something that's really great, like the song
Yeah.
Work. I just think
Which
it's
won a lot of Grammys, I think.
Yeah, well, actually, Rihanna, she didn't win too many Grammys this year, but I think just her album was really amazing
Yeah.
and really underestimated. So hopefully she comes out with something soon.
Yeah, they're both very respected artists, so hopefully
Yeah.
they come out with something soon.
And now to Yasmin with opinion.
Thanks, Sophia. How are you? Nice to meet you. We should hang out sometime. Admit it, you've been guilty of using one of these phrases when you really didn't mean it. Polite speech and small talk are staples in socialization that we've been conditioned to adhere to since we were little. But why? In the past, I hated small talk because I didn't see the point in having to force something ingenuine for the sake of being polite. That and my mouth gets very tired from smiling very quickly. Lately, though, I've come to appreciate this pointless social norm more. Small talk helps us maintain and even start relationships when there isn't much to say initially. Sending a quick "what's up" text to my friend I haven't talked to in forever reminds her that I still care about her, without much being said. Polite speech and small talk, although sometimes a bore, can even provide a starting point or a window for people to connect with each other. So next time you fake that "I'm good" when people ask you how you are, just know it's worth it in the long run. And now to Michael with some national news.
Thanks, Yasmin. Last week, Trump held a rally in Florida. In his rally, he was discussing the multiple terrorist attacks happening around the world, including countries like Sweden. He even tweeted about it. This caused a massive pushback from the media, with everyone asking what is he talking about, as no major terrorist attack occurred the previous night. In fact, the former Prime Minister of Sweden even tweeted that nothing happened in Sweden and asked, what is he smoking? Trump responded to this, pointing out how he got his information from a Fox News story, showing once again that he trusts a questionable and secondary news source instead of the intelligence agencies who are supposed to provide him with information. Interesting times we live in. And now to Layla with this week's restaurant review.
Thanks, Michael. Recently, I grabbed a bite at the Champs-Élysées restaurant. The restaurant's food was themed by French cuisine and culture. For a small space, the restaurant was unexpectedly crowded, and I saw why. The food was really good. I ordered a pain au chocolat and a peach snapple. I felt like I was sitting in an actual cafe in Paris. The staff were nice and friendly, and I am looking forward to returning again and again. And now to Michael with tech news.
Thanks, Layla. Many big tech companies are speaking out against the Muslim ban. Another notable person who also signed to it were people like Elon Musk. These include companies like Apple, Google, Microsoft, which have been very critical of Trump throughout his campaign. In fact, the CEO of Google was a supporter and contributed to Hillary Clinton's campaign. They took the case to the 9th U.S. Circuit Court in San Francisco, California. The companies argue that this ban hurts business that requires work from overseas. They also argue how ineffective it is. At this time, the judge has ruled the ban unconstitutional, thus halting the procedure. Trump commented that the judge is being political and states that all future terrorist attacks will be a result of his decision. The current administration does intend to roll out a more comprehensive ban within the coming weeks. And now to Noel with some more news.
Thanks, Michael. Sidewalk damage happens everywhere, even in our luxurious Beverly Hills. So, if you happen to notice an all-terrain vehicle, otherwise known as an ATV, strolling down the streets, don't be alarmed. The Public Works Department is surveying the sidewalks for uneven panels, cracks, holes, and other types of damage. This survey will take about 3 months to complete, with the ATV surveying from 8 to 10 a.m. in commercial areas and 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. in residential areas. All of this info will be compiled into the Geographical Information System, from which the city will base its repairs on. So, in short, hopefully we'll be getting some newer, smoother, revamped sidewalks. If any of this has raised a concern with you, or if you have any further questions about this process, call the Public Works Customer Service at 310-285-2467. And at Leo with some world news.
This week in world news, an American naval convoy has ventured into the disputed waters of the South China Sea in what has been called routine operations. However, the Chinese government has responded by deploying patrol boats and claiming the dispatch was extremely aggressive. This comes amid heightening tensions between Trump and the Chinese government over Chinese military bases being constructed on artificial islands in the Pacific. However, the motives of the warships have yet to be determined, as American naval ships haven't traveled that close to Chinese mainland in nearly 5 years. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson has commented on the matter, stating that the American government needs to send a strong and clear message to the Chinese. With more developing on the situation, we have yet to see how this will affect Trump's upcoming trade negotiations with China. And now to Sophia with this week's ASB interview.
I'm Sophia Martin here with this week's ASB interview. Today we have Lewis Chung, a freshman who joined ASB but was in student body at El Rodeo Middle School. Lewis, I want to know, how has being in high school ASB differed from being in elementary school ASB?
Well, ASB in middle school, known as Student Council, it was very different than high school because it was less hands-on, and it was just like learning to know the basics of how Student Council works. But when I came to high school, it's more hands-on. For example, homecoming, I was able to actually plan events, ask for sponsors, and speak in front of big crowds. And yeah, it's pretty different. It's more hands-on.
That's really cool. And how are you planning on getting freshmen involved this year with the events that are upcoming?
Well, I'm telling my friends about ASB, and then we're planning about creating a Facebook page where we could encourage freshmen to join ASB, to tell them what it's about, and then we'll just try to spread the word to get more freshmen involved.
So are you guys trying to recruit freshmen to be part of ASB?
Yeah, because right now, during first semester, there are only 2 freshmen in ASB, so we tried to promote freshman involvement in ASB, and that's how we got a couple more.
Okay, I see. And what positions are open for next year?
Well, there's 5. There's president, vice president, treasurer, and 2 representatives.
And which one do you plan on joining?
Well, I plan on joining president or vice president. Not sure yet, but I'll have to see as time passes.
I see. And how have the upperclassmen of ASB helped to show you how to navigate the school and, do your job with what ASB has taught you to do?
Well, upperclassmen are very experienced with ASB, and they know what's going on with the school. And coming in as a freshman, I didn't know much, but the upperclassmen really helped me out. They encouraged me to be more involved, and they taught me how to do certain things.
That's really cool, and that's really cool that you guys have the upperclassmen to help you guys, so you can carry it on to the future ASB members. Yeah. So are there any events that are upcoming? Are any upcoming events that we should be excited for?
Well, right now we're planning, let's see, we just finished Wish Week. That was a big success. And right now we're still continuing on some Wish Week activities like dodgeball. And right now in class we're planning some activities, but that'll be coming soon.
Well, get ready for some dodgeball. Thank you so much, Lewis, for coming in today.
Of course.
And until next week's ASB interview.
Thanks for tuning in.
That's all for this week.
Stay tuned next week for more
Norman News.